Welcome everyone. Today's topic is about plagiarism. So firstly, we should know what plagiarism is. So plagiarism is stealing or taking someone else's work and making it your own. Plagiarism is basically cheating. So when can we say plagiarism occurs? So plagiarism occurs when one referenced incorrectly. So it is very important to reference correctly, because if you don't, then you are plagiarizing. When one uses someone else's work without referencing it, or when one uses someone else's work exactly as it is and pretend to have changed it. So consequences of plagiarism. Plagiarism may result in receiving a 0 grade or 0 for your assignment. So if you have plagiarized, the lecturer might decide to give you 0 or just make you fail in your assignment. And then plagiarism could result in a disciplinary referral. And then plagiarism, student caught plagiarizing may be denied admittance to or removal from the university. So the university has 0 tolerance to plagiarism. Plagiarism is taken very seriously in the university. Okay, and the different types of plagiarism. We have outright copying. This is the most common type of plagiarism, where one could copy someone else's work exactly as it is. So we mostly refer it to cut and paste or duplication. As you can see with this example that I gave, of the copy machine, you will insert the original text here, and then when you copy it, it comes out exactly as it is. So that is the type of plagiarism, outright copying. And then patchwork plagiarism. Here is where one would borrow a phrase or clause from the source without quoting or citing them. Think of the patchwork done on our designer clothes. Let's look at this jean. As you can see with these jeans, that we have different materials of jeans that come from different materials. You can see that these are different types of jeans linked or pushed together. So this is the example that I gave out. With this, you can see that we have different materials that are combined to form a seat. So this is patchwork. Materials have been patched together. So here you would take the writer's work, certain classes of phrases, and then patch them together using your own words somehow. And then the next type of plagiarism is paraphrasing plagiarism. It is where one paraphrases writing on their own words or summarizes another's work without referencing it. So you're basically copying ideas or themes or even styles. And then stealing an apt term. This occurs when one steals a phrase or sentence that one sees as important or useful. So here you would take that one very important sentence that you can quote out, and then you take it as it is, and then you pretend that you have written it in your own notes. So these are the different types of plagiarism. We have 4 of them, and then we're going to identify the different types of plagiarism in the text. So here we have the original text and the student text. The original texts are all the same. As you can see with the original text, we have our reference here, our in-text. So this is the first sign that plagiarism does not occur. This is original. While here we don't have the in-text, so it shows already that this is the type of plagiarism. So firstly, we're going to read the first one. We're going to read it once, and we're going to identify the types of plagiarism. So here you have to try and find a fine line between being accused on the one hand of not making enough use of the writers you have been reading on the course, and on the other hand of having followed them too slavishly. to the point of plagiarizing them. One of your easy tasks as a student is to get a feel for how to strike the right balance. So this is the original text, and then here the student is plagiarizing. Let's see what kind of plagiarism it is used. You have to tread a fine line between being accused, on the one hand, of not making enough use of the writers you have been reading on the course, and on the other hand, of having followed them too slavishly to the point of plagiarizing them. One of your early tasks as a student is to get a feel for how to strike the right balance. So here, as you can see, this is exactly the same. So this person copied this exactly as it is. So what kind of plagiarism it is? It is outright copying, right? And then let's go to the second one. With the second one, you must be careful of being blamed for not using the information you have read on your course, and in contrast of having used the information too much and it looks like you have plagiarized. One of your first jobs as a student is to learn how to balance these two extremes. So with this one, you can see that this person changed everything. So this person paraphrased, but they did not rephrase. So what kind of plagiarism is that? That is paraphrasing plagiarism. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is the third one. You are writing. You need to be careful to use the information you have read well. At one extreme, you may be blamed for not making enough use of the writers you have been reading on the course, while at the other extreme, you may be accused of having followed them too slavishly to the point of plagiarizing them. Early on as a student, you need to balance these two extremes. So with this one, this student took some of the sentences from the text. As you can see, you may be accused of having to follow them too slavishly. It is there that having to follow them too slavishly, and then at one extreme you may be blamed for not making enough use of the writers you have been reading on the course. The same goes to here. On the one hand, of not making enough use of the writers you have been reading on the course. So this person took some of the phrases from the original text. So this person actually pledged using their own words and some of the phrases from the text. So this is patchwork plagiarism. So the last one, when you are writing, you need to be careful to use the information you have read well. However, there is a difficult area here because as a student, you are doing assignments, you need to use what you have read or being taught in your lectures. It is important, however, to not to make too much use of this information, or you may be accused of having followed them too slavishly. Early on in their life as a student, you need to balance these two extremes. So with this one, you can see that not making too much use of this information, or you may be accused of having followed them too slavishly. So we have the same line here. On the other hand, of having followed them too slavishly. So this person actually took a line from the original text. So this is a type of plagiarism called stealing an apt term. So that is all for plagiarism. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.